Let my soul bless Yahweh, the great King. For Jerusalem shall be built up with sapphires and emeralds and precious stones. Thy walls and towers with pure gold. And the streets of Jerusalem paved with beryl and carbuncle and stones of Ophir. And all her streets shall say, Hallelujah. And they shall praise him, saying, Blessed be Yahweh, which have extolled it forever.
Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish, yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. The glory of Lebanon shall not be preferred to the pine tree, boxed together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary. And I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. And all they that despised thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of kings. And thou shalt know that I, the Lord, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. For brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thine exactors righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise.
The Lord said that on the Heavenly Father's right hand there are pleasures evermore. And it says that I have not seen, neither ear heard the things that the Lord hath prepared for them that wait for him. You know, there's a whole nother world of greatness that awaits us when the kingdom of heaven is established.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessing, salutation, hopefully out there, push this word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopefully the believers and listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. And what I want to get into tonight, okay, another installment of the West, you know, is a mess, okay? And what we're seeing pretty much in the spirit is America, all right, is becoming a laughing stock in the earth, and the wickedness and the stupidity of this society is on the forefront, okay? If brother could put that in Habakkuk, what's that, 2:16, okay? Shameful spewing, all right, because this is what we're witnessing within this society. Okay, we're seeing the shameful spewing, okay, of Esau's Edom, precious America, okay, because the elites pretty much financed America to be the example of wickedness in the earth, okay, that all these nations will follow, because the majority of the governments in the earth is modeled, after this American, okay, infrastructure, man. All right, from the government, okay, to the economy, all right, and to the social, all right, environment of these different societies, man. Okay, so this is what we're seeing, play out, is the shameful spewing of America. All right, and Yahweh Shem Al Shai is making this society look very foolish, man. Okay, the arguments that people, have, you know, against, righteousness is becoming very foolishness, man. Okay, if a brother can put that as well in Corinthians 1 and 19, you're going to continue to bring that out. Now, this is Habakkuk 2 and 16 from the brother Bayan Yasha'Allah. All right, it said, "Thou art filled with shame for glory, okay? Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered." And what's happening, like I say, the wickedness and the stupidity of this society is being uncovered. Okay, for a while it was hidden. It was looked at as normal. It was looked at as something great. It was looking at as being progressive. But now we're seeing the stupidity of this society, all right, come to the forefront. And it says, "The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful, all right, spewing shall be on thy glory." And this is what we're seeing, because Americans looked at this great, moral, excellent, the protectors of the earth, they had that big brother vibration, as if they was just, the righteous protectors of the earth. You see, the religion, God fearing, hospitality, and for a long time, that's the image that America has upheld. Okay, but now, all right, through enchantments, Esau Edom, all right, beginning with the elites, has turned this place into anti-Messiah, and we're going to see it. I got a lot of articles. They've been kind of having me busy, at the plant. I couldn't get away like I wanted, but the spirit had me, saving these articles, and we're going to get them to them tonight, Lord will, we get into all of them, articles and videos, just to show how the West, okay, is a mess, man. Okay, and there's a heavy anti-Messiah spirit that's being triggered in the earth. Okay, so I'm gonna get that, cue up these videos. If a brother could put that 1 Corinthians 1 and 19 up for Bob Bishop, but I'm gonna cue up some more videos, and we'll get to it. And cue this up.
And they'll blame that on Christians as well.
What do you want?
Want a job that I don't hate. Want to do something that matters.
With the
Yeah. So let's get this. I got that queued up. So this is the brother Bayan Yasha'Allah, 1 Corinthians 1 and 19. "For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent." Okay, and this is what we're seeing happen. All right, because for the longest, Esau Edom has paraded himself around the earth, as having this high IQ. Okay, being this, this great genius, this great thinker, and he's on top because of his great thinking skills, and he's just so superior in every way. But we're seeing that this is a base man that the scriptures speak of, man. Okay? The things that this man pushed forth, the alphabet community, pedophilia, abortions, okay? All these psyops, and this is a very dumb way to run a kingdom. Okay, this is a very insufficient way of running the kingdom. He chemtrails, all right, the same earth that he has to live on. Okay, he destroys the water source on the same earth that he has to live on, man. If a brother can get that in Sirach 19 and 22, okay, Baba Kasha, all right, this is very dumb how this man runs the earth. But for the longest, he was looked at, in this glorious, all right, fashion, man. Okay, as if he had it all figured out. you know, this man is completely off and wicked. All right, and this is a very stupid way how this man runs the empire. He has people, all right, the masses of the people in the earth, which are super stupid, man. Okay, so let me get this. Uh, yep, I think Bob Prashad, I think it's 22 as well, bro. If you can get 22 as well, then go ahead and read this one. All right. Now this is Brother Bayan Yasha Allah, Sirach 19 and 23 says there is a wisdom and the same, all right, and the same an abomination. Okay. It says there is a wickedness, like there is a wickedness and the same an abomination, and there is a fool wanting, okay, in wisdom. And that's Esau Edom, man. Okay. But he's programmed to be the wicked. Okay. So he's going to rule the earth like the wicked. You see? And the earth is full of what? Abomination under this man's rulership. Sirach 19 and 22 said, the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. Okay? The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. What they consider knowledge and deep thinking and philosophical and that's not wisdom, man. Okay? He think it's wise for him to try to do surgery for men to become pregnant. A uterus transplant. That's wisdom to him. Okay? That's extremely dumb when everything is already set up for its purpose. Okay? The gender that has the uterus is built, all right, for that, man. Okay? It's simple. Putting a plug into, into the outlet. Putting the plug into the socket, man. It's simple. Okay? But he wants to try to make the plug, be the socket, and the socket be the plug. Okay? So let's get this video here. I got it queued up, and then we'll get some more of these precepts. Okay? Because what we're seeing happening is pretty much Esau Edom is proposing himself to be righteous, with these different decrees that's coming out. And he's going to go into it. And pretty much what he's provoking, what he's triggering is a lot of, all right, hatred against the Bible. He's stirring up the hatred that people have for the Bible, where he's triggering it through these decrees. Okay? Then had Trump to come out and say this was God's decision, which it is. Okay? And what's being shown, because even though Esau is doing it for a wicked agenda, the Most High influenced him to do that, man, in the spirit on the left-hand side. Okay? To cause these reactions out of people before the destruction. Okay? You see how Bashima Al-Shai is making people, he's drawing out what people truly believe in, man. Okay? If a brother can get that Hebrews 4 and 12, cue that one up. Okay? Well, let's play this, and he's gonna go into a couple of things, and then we'll get more. Lord will.
A call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. What we're going to continue to see as we move forward here with the created drama, the Supreme Court justice stuff, we've all of a sudden, I mean, can you remember a time period where we've heard, oh, the Supreme Court justice made a ruling, the Supreme Court justice made a ruling? It's something that you never even hear about. In the last week, we've heard, one, that the Supreme Court is allowing civilians to carry arms, to carry guns out in public in New York, which will be widespread. Number two, Roe v. Wade was overturned. And then conveniently, number three, while everybody is ready to overthrow the Supreme Court because they're blaming it on Christianity. And then number three in the headlines of the mainstream media is a football coach who prayed after a football game at a school, lost his job, and the Supreme Court overturned it because the coach lost his job for praying on the field after a game. They are creating quote unquote religion, but this isn't about religion. This is about destroying Christianity or destroying followers of Christ or destroying Christ's message, taking the Bible away and removing it. That's what this is about. And the reason that they've done it in this specific order is why not, right? It makes perfect sense if you analyze their behavior and what they're doing. That conveniently after Roe versus Wade's overturned, where we see all of this behavior that is stemmed and this anger is stemmed towards Christians. Christians are the ones who are getting yelled at. This is all we hear about is, oh, these religious beliefs from the Stone Ages. Oh, we need to move forward. Oh, it's Christians. Apparently, we're the ones to blame for it, even though we know all these people in these positions of power in the Supreme Court, especially the Supreme Court, are high-ranking, not just Masons. They're in way higher secret societies than that. And this is being done on purpose. This is getting more people angry at Christians. This is making more people hate Christians, and this is making more people.
This game, you're not ready for it.
People want to.
Now you're going to hear him, speak from a Christian perspective. Which this guy's a big Christian. He might be a Jake, because he's fervent. He goes hard against this society. He go hard against this society, but he doesn't have the complete understanding of the Bible. But he does, believe in the standard. Okay. And see, these Christians that really believe in any type of standard of the Bible, that's the problem. You see, the Black Christian church is pretty much already in the New World Order. Okay, the black pastors, so-called black pastors, they through. They're not standing for anything. Okay, but see, if you actually apply the Bible, that's a problem. And you have, particular Christians, all right, that try to live by that orthodox, Christian standard. Okay, some of them could be Jakes. Okay, but at the end of the day, all right, he's gonna speak from a Christian perspective, but we know the true narrative, and it's against Yahweh Shai. Okay, because if a brother can put that as well, a brother can put that in Psalms 40 and 7, and let's get that Hebrews 4 and 12, as well. I think that Luke chapter 2, verses 34 and 35. Okay. Yeah, let's play this out.
Destroy and end Christianity. So conveniently after that with Roe versus Wade, even though I had no idea that we're talking about, Roe versus Wade has nothing to do really with Christianity. It has to do with being human. It has to do with human beings not wanting to see children murdered and children being killed because people are using sex and are having sex and then using abortion as a contraceptive. They're using abortion as birth control. And then people are upset about it. And you don't have to be Christian to be upset about it. You have to be human, a human being that cares about living human beings. But we live in a cold world now where people don't care about babies anymore. They don't care about humans anymore. It's getting sicker by the day. So all of this has happened on purpose, obviously, because everything they do is on purpose. They are just using and maneuvering us like chess pieces. They are playing with our emotions. All of this that's going on is a psychological operation. Everything they do is to play with our emotions. People get caught up in it. They're like, I'm awake. I know what's going on. And then they buy into the right. The right is doing this as well. This is how Christianity is going to be removed. This is how persecution is going to come to Christians. Now, first, I'm going to show you this clip, which is look, I don't even want to show the clip, but it needs to be shown because this is the behavior that this is causing. And you need to see it. It's going to anger you. It's going to make you sick. And I can't imagine the consequences that people like this are going to suffer, but we know what's coming for a lot of these people who spit in the face of God. Here are some pro-abortion people who, after this decision of Roe v. Wade was made, are kicking around a Bible and then using it and throwing it in a porta-john and defecating on it.
Look at this. Disrespectful. This is a hate crime. Do you realize you guys are committing a hate crime right now? You guys, if this was a Quran, you would not have done that. You would not have done this if this was a Quran.
Because you're so fucking privileged.
What you did, give me my Bible back. That is a hate crime.
You don't have a permit. All people that are anti-us.
Dude, she's not going to do that. She is not going to do that. That right there is a hate crime. That is a hate crime. That is ungodly. That is wrong. I can't believe these people. Can't believe that people would be this. I can't believe they would be.
So obviously, I mean, that will get people riled up. I saw that.
And
I needed obviously some time before I did a video on it because I was ready to punch somebody in the face.
All right, so as you can see, they was kicking the Bible around. Okay. They was kicking the Bible around. They put it in the toilet. All right. As you can see what it is, man. That generation of them Romans and them niggas that, crucified Yahushua, they back. You best believe they back because the nukes is on the way. Okay? You people that didn't slide their crucifixion like, no. It was just long suffering. Okay? But you people are in the perfect, like, all you people that's in America that's doing what you're doing is wilding out because you got niggas popping up with this anti-Messiah, I go straight to the Father. Then you got these Romans, these Edomites, kicking the Bible around. This is perfect. This is perfect. Everyone is in there a lot for the missiles, man. Okay, for the plagues and for the missiles. Everyone is here, all right, in position. Before they act out a scene in the play, what they tell the actors do. Get in position. Okay? So everyone is in position. And at the end of the day, we're seeing what? That this society hates, okay, the Bible. Okay? Because we're going to get into it. Abortions is in the Bible. And that's a sin. Abortion is a sin, and we're going to prove it. Okay? And what's happening is the Bible, all right, is being blamed, and the standard in the Bible is being, all right, despised. Okay? Is these different, and the Most High is causing these things to happen in the earth. People's heart are being exposed, man. Their mind is being exposed. This is your brother Bayon Yasha'Allah. Hebrews 4:12 said, for the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and the joints, all right, and marrow. And it's like it. And is a discerner of thoughts and the intents of the heart. This is what's happening. The intents of the heart, the mind, what people are truly about is coming out right before the destruction. Okay? And the word is what? This is Warriors for Yahushua, Psalms 40 and 7. All right. It says, then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book, it is written of me, and this Yahushua. So it's just like they was kicking Yahushua around. Okay? Showing you these same people that spit on them, that slapped them, that mocked them, they're back. Okay? This is Psalms 48. Says, I delight to do my will, O my power. Yeah, thy law is within my heart. And this is the elect. Okay? And that's why you got Revelation 12 and 17. Okay? And what's going to happen, man, there's going to be a lot. Yahushua said the world cannot hate you, but it hated me. If brother can post that, John, let's get John 7 and 7. Let's get Revelation 12 and 17. Okay? We're going to bring out Yahushua, man. Okay? We're going to bring out Yahushua until he pull up. You know? That's a lesson. If a brother can remember to put that in the comment board at the end of this, we're going to bring out Yahushua till he pull up. You know? This is Luke 2 and 34. It says, this is from the brother Bayan Yashala. It says, and Simeon, okay, bless them, and Simeon, okay, real quick pop question. What does Simeon mean in the Hebrew? You know? How do you say and what does it mean in the Hebrew for you brothers out there? Okay. This is Luke 2 and 34, and it says, and Simeon blessed them and said unto Mary, his mother, behold, this child, Yahushua, is set for the fall and rising again of many in Israel. Because why? It's a lot of Jakes that's linked to this madness, and it's going to be to their fall. Okay? But then you're going to have the elect standing stiffly in this wicked society for righteousness in Yahushua, and it's going to be for our rising again. Okay? Because we're coming back to power. That's why I say rising again. Okay? This is our path back to power. You know? There's another lesson. You know, brother, put that in the comment board, man. All right? Because we're going to bring out Yahushua, man. Okay? In the midst of this madness, man. And it says, of many in Israel, and for a sign which shall be spoken against. And a sign which shall be spoken against. And we're seeing it. The Bible being kicked around, and, you know, people saying F the Bible and take your fake book and, you know, all this, you know, cool. Verse 35 says, yeah, a sword shall pierce through thy own soul also, that the thoughts of many hearts may be revealed. That the thoughts of many hearts may be revealed, man. And this is what we're seeing. Okay? And we're going to get to niggas, okay? Because you know niggas is at the forefront of rebellion, man. Okay? Niggas are at the forefront of rebellion. Okay? Yep. There you go, brother. It's the brother Awalam War Bun lawyer. All right. Shemaiah 1 in the Hebrew, Simeon means affliction heard. And what affliction is being heard, man? The affliction of the elect. Okay? And he's gonna pull up. All right. Now let's get this for this is Warriors for Yahushua. This is John 7 and 7. It said the word cannot hate you, but me it hated. Okay, because I testify of it that the works thereof are evil. Okay, the world cannot hate you, but me it hated. And we see that this is a very anti-Messiah society, man. And we're gonna play some more of this. Okay, you're gonna see an old washed up crew of women, okay, complaining against the Bible, man, against this coach. We finna get that, man. It said the world cannot hate you, but me it hated, because I testify of it that the works thereof are evil. They're not mad at you know, Republicans. See, they're mad at the standard of Yahushua. Okay? They're mad at the standard of Yahushua. Remember, Yahushua comes in the volume of the book. Okay? And let's get it just to prove it. Let me go to the blue letter And we got to get it just to prove it real quick. Okay? In the blue letter. Because you know a nigga pop up. Show me in the Bible where it say abortion. You know? Well, we finna show, all right, your simple ass, man. You know a nigga, all right, a pop up on the live screen. Show me, okay, or a nigga pop up 3 weeks later. The word abortion ain't in the Bible. You know? Let's get Exodus. Hold on, let me share the screen so we can see this. All right. So, you know, it's simple nigga. Okay. All right, now this is I'm gonna make sure we showing. Yep, all right. So this is the book of Exodus 23, verse 26. It says, there shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in thy land. The number of thy days I will fulfill. Okay? Because you gotta understand, like, miscarriages and all these things, these are plagues for wickedness, man. Okay? But when we're in order, those things will not be so, man. Okay, ain't gonna be no miscarriages or none of that in the kingdom. Now you get that word in the Hebrew, okay, which is shakal, all right. And what does it say? To be bereaved, to make childless, to miscarry, okay, to cause barrenness, to show barrenness or abortion, to show barrenness or abortion. Okay, because pretty much abortion is like a forced miscarriage. Okay. So it's a law, okay, in the Bible that says that these things shouldn't be so. Now, when you go into the Strong's definition, it says properly to miscarry, suffer abortion, okay, to make childless, to destroy, to lose children, rob of children. You see? So it is in the Bible, it's in the law, it's a sin. Okay? So when Yahushua say the world hate him because he testified that the works thereof are evil, that's because he's speaking directly against this wicked society, man. You know, and if they're acting like that at just the sight of the Bible, you know, hey, the pressure, you know, hey, we here, man. You know, we at that straight gate. You know, brothers, be mindful, you know, at camps, you know, hey, being on post, you know, first start throwing them prayers up, you know, before and after camp, you know, and being on post is, hey, hey, we in these times, man, you know, be circumspect. All right, so let's go from there. Let's go back to the video, play a little more. Brother can post that that 1 John 5 and 19. All right, this is the brother Bayan Yashala. All right, Revelation 12 and 17. It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. And the dragon, all right, is what? This modern Roman Empire, man, which consists of NATO, American, EU. Okay, because that's why it's the ways of the West. Okay, this beast system. Okay, the image of the ancient, all right, pagan Roman Empire is this Western culture, man. Okay, which is rooted in EU, NATO, and America, man. And it says, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, her is Israel, the seed, okay, the tribes, which keep the commandments of the Most High, okay? So this society is going to be at war in any remnant of righteousness, man, okay? In any remnant of righteousness, this society is going to be at war with it, man. These elites definitely is going to be gunning for the prophets and the believers, man, because they know, okay, which group is serious, and which, who's teaching what they know. Okay. It said, which keep the commandments of the Most High, have the testimony of Yahweh Shai of Mashiach, man. And we have that testimony. See, part of the testimony of Yahweh Shai is this place is going to be destroyed, man. Okay? And there's a righteous kingdom to come. Esau's rulership is over. That's the main testimony that Esau's offended of. Okay? That's why Herod was trying to kill, was trying to kill Yahweh Shai at birth. Okay? To prevent, all right, what? Their empire falling, because you had Jake was telling Herod the prophecies, man. When you go to Matthew, the 2nd chapter, you had niggas in this court, okay, that knew that was in the law, that was heavy into the prophecy, and they were like, this is the king that's promised to come, okay? And Yahweh, Esau hate that testimony of Yahweh Shai, man, but he just gonna have to deal, okay? So let's play this one.
Yes, over that, because that's how angry I get when I see people mock God and mock Jesus Christ. Other things, yeah, I get riled up sometimes, but stuff like that and that being allowed, and just how sick these people are, because they are so far beyond help at this point. This society we're living, there are people who are so warped in their thinking that when people are like, Paul, you can help bring some of these people to God and stuff. And that's what I do this for, is to hope that they'll pick up a Bible and they'll find Jesus Christ. But some of these people, it's not about being confused or deceived by some of the deceptions in the world. Their thinking is so warped. It is borderline beyond help. And the only one, obviously, that can help them is Jesus Christ. But this is what you're seeing. And of course, then you see these stories now coming out with Roe v. Wade and this coach with the prayer, which is igniting people even more.
And we have breaking news out of the Supreme Court this Monday as well. NBC's Pete Williams is here with the latest. Pete.
Another very pro-religion decision in one of the most closely watched cases of the term, Jose. This is the case of the coach, the assistant football coach out in Bremerton, Washington, who had a habit of praying on the 50-yard line immediately after games. The school district told him that he should not do that. He should find a more private place to do that, because people would think that that was somehow the school endorsing his religious views or a particular religion. But today, the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 in favor of the coach in a decision written by Justice Neil Gorsuch. It said the free speech and free exercise of religion clauses of the First Amendment protect his expression. And it says a proper understanding of the Constitution doesn't require the government to single out private speech for special disfavor.
Supreme Court.
Now, something else, I noticed as well is with these Supreme Court rulings, it's always 6-3. You have 9, Supreme Court justices, okay, and the Roe versus Wade, okay, vote was 6-3. Now, what did they go back to? Okay, 6-3. Then it's an enchantment, man. Okay, now it's an enchantment, and these people are going crazy. They're being triggered, man. Okay, the 3 6s and this overturn. All right, now why does the Supreme Court ruling on a prayer after a high school game? Okay, why is the highest court in the land getting involved in the prayer of a high school game? and the same ruling, okay, the same vote of 6-3 pops up, man. Okay. But brother can put that 2 Corinthians, all right, 2:11, and we're gonna see these women. See, I can't wait till these women have no more say so in the earth, man. Okay. That's the day that we await, and you see Whoopi, okay, them same glasses, all right, from Sister Act 2, okay, and she's heavy with this anti-Messiah spirit, man. When America turned to a desert, okay, it's just gonna be, you know, a desert and them glasses, man. You know, them same Sister Act 2 glasses, okay, anti-Messiah as hell, man. So let's let's get this, and then we're gonna let Whoopi, okay, say how she feel. All right. This is GMS Spiritual Art 144K, 2 Corinthians 2:11. It said, least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, man, we know that Esau don't give a damn about freedom of religion when it comes to, okay, Christianity or someone's trying to follow the Bible. No, he just opened up another portal so he can bring in whatever he wants to bring in under the banner of freedom of speech. Okay? You gonna have niggas praying to Satan, you know, at halftime. You know, this nigga finna wild out, man. Okay? So let's hear what Big Whoopi got to say, man. Okay?
Conservatives were at it again yesterday, ruling that a Washington state school district discriminated against public school football coach Joseph Kennedy by suspending him for post-game prayers on the 50-yard line. So here's what Coach Kennedy said about his victory. Take a look.
This is a huge win for all Americans. It's not one that I think would be, in contention with anybody. Nobody should be forced to pray. Nobody should have to hide their prayers. Everybody should be able to just, enjoy their freedoms as Americans. And that's what the First Amendment provides. It's why it's the first one.
Yeah, okay. But a lot of Americans kind of disagree with that interpretation of the First Amendment and say the decision basically erases the line between church and state. And really, we had some questions earlier. Would the same be given to if it was a Muslim coach? Would he have the same rights? Would we be questioning it? What about a Wiccan? What if Wiccans decided to pray? Does this apply really to everyone?
And
what is the impact?
I would like to, because what if, Sarah and I were talking about this earlier. Let's say that you are an atheist.
Yeah.
But you're on that team. Let's say you're Muslim and you're on that team, and this coach is praying to his version of God, right? Let's say he's praying to Jesus. Don't you feel that you will at least need to pretend to pray to his God?
Well, this is the problem. This is the problem. If everyone gets to pray to their own God, that's something. But that's a
What do you want? Want a job that I don't hate. Want to do something that matters.
But that's a discussion that you have, and make sure everybody's calm with it. Listen, if you believe in God and you want to praise God and talk to God, that is your business. I have no problem. But I don't know that this adult has made it as easy for the kids on the team who may not feel like that.
Well, separation of church and state is a bastion of our founding.
Yeah.
So I have a few problems with this. And the one problem is the power dynamic that you were just speaking about.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Another problem is the separation of church and state.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That this is being done on state property, on public property. And then we really have to ask ourselves, are you ready to do this for every religion? As you just said, listen, Whoopi, I live in Miami. In Miami, there are a lot of people who practice Santeria. Santeria includes, as a religious performance, as a religious ritual,
The removal of a
killing
chick-
animals.
Yeah.
Okay? Are you okay? So ask yourself, are you okay if a Jewish person pulls out a prayer shawl and goes to the middle of the field? Are you okay if a Muslim person pulls out a prayer rung? Are you okay if a santero pulls
That's
out
the
a
point.
chicken in
That's
the middle
the
of
point.
the field?
That's
Ask
the point.
yourselves those questions.
Supreme
because
Court says it's
freedom
okay.
of religion is freedom for everybody in any
Well,
recognized
the
religion.
Supreme Court now says it's okay.
Right.
So if the Santero coach wants to break out the chicken and go to the 50-yard line, the Santero coach can now do that.
But here's-
That's what
but
the
here's
Supreme
the
Court just
question
said.
So this is being done on purpose. This is getting people to hate Christians more than they already do. And the Bible talks about this many times. There's many verses about it. Revelation.
So there you have it, man. You know, the brother can put that Proverbs 13 and 13, I believe. Okay, the brother got one here. All right, but you see how anti-Messiah this society is. People are losing, like they actually big mad because this man was allowed to say a prayer. Like, how did that affect your life? But now it's the same society just had a pedophile parade, naked men riding bikes in front of children. Did they do did the View have a comment on that? You know, this boy, it's a hell of a society, man. Esau has warped the thinking of people. This is a very perverted society, man. You know, there's a very perverse spirit in America, man. So you go into perverted means twisted and crooked. There's a very crooked and twisted way of thinking that dominates, okay, this society, man, and mainly in America. Okay, this is Warriors for Yahweh, Proverbs 13 and 3. It says, "He that keepeth his mouth, keepeth his life." Okay, but he that open wide his lips shall have destruction, man. There's a lot of people that are opening wide their lips, okay, for destruction, man. Speaking against what the standard prescribed in the world. All right, speaking against the standard subscribed in the word. Okay, that's why scripture say, "What, kiss the son, lest he be angry." Okay, and that means to what? Kiss means what? To appease, and we appease Yahweh Shema Shah through our conduct, man, through our belief. Okay, this is Warriors for Yahweh Shah. Proverbs 13 and 13. Whoso despises the word shall be destroyed. Point blank, period, man. And that's why missiles are being made, because it's going to be mass destruction. Let's get Jeremiah 25 and 33, I want to say. Okay, Proverbs 13 and 13. Whoso despises the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded, man. And we want to be rewarded, man. You know, there are certain things that we don't do, okay, that no one can force us to do based on it's the fear of the Lord over everything, man, even death. Okay, the brother got it for me, the water. This is brother Warriors for Yahweh Shah, Psalms 2 and 12. It said, "Kiss the son, lest he be angry." Okay, and Yahweh Shah is pissed, man, and ye perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him, man. And that's that hopeful elect, man. Okay, he said, lest you perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. You know? And Jacob's trouble just going to be a little of the wrath of Yahweh Shema Shai, because those missiles going to be their full brunt, okay, of their destruction, man. All right? So let's get a couple of more things. Okay. We'll come back to that. All right. Let's get a few more things I wanted to go into, because if a brother can put 2nd Ezra 16 and 20 and 20. 2nd Ezra 16 and 20 and 21. And then let's get Isaiah chapter 30, verses 8 through 10 or 11, you know. But I'm gonna go to this. Oh, man. So what you got here, okay, it says left wing coastal states led by California forming abortion alliance to protect right to murder the unborn. See, this is a society that's beyond wickedness. They're hell bent to do their wickedness, man. Okay, well, brother can get that in Ecclesiastes, because judgment against a wicked work is not executed speedily. Okay, look at this nigga, man. You know. All right, he get down. All right, trying to wait till this. It says the Supreme Court. All right, this from Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. It says the Supreme Court has stripped women of their liberty and let red states replace it with mandated birth. You see how crazy this is? Mandated birth. Every missile makes sense. You know, it's like when you think like 200 million missiles, like it's gonna take all that. You know, you kind of thinking, and then you see, yes, that's a perfect number. You know, it's it's a perfect number. It shouldn't be a missile less, a warhead less, man. Mandated birth, man. Liberty. The Supreme Court has stripped women of their liberty and let red states replace it with mandated birth. This is an attack on American freedom. Time to fight like hell. Okay. So let's listen to this, man. Abortion alliance.
Reproductive freedoms are under attack.
Red states and Republican-stacked courts have rolled back the rights of Americans.
Today, with the Supreme Court ruling to overturn Roe v. Wade, more than half the states in the United States ban abortion outright or severely restrict access to abortion services.
That's why California, Oregon, and Washington are building the West Coast office to protect patients' access to reproductive.
We work with our legislators, with our providers, with our patient advocates.
We will continue to protect patients from any state who come to our state for abortion care.
And doctors, nurses, and medical professionals working to support patients seeking reproductive care.
We're going to protect patient privacy.
We will resist intrusions by out-of-state prosecutors, law enforcement, or vigilantes trying to investigate patients receiving services in our states.
Stop disinformation.
And we're going to expand access to abortion services for the people in need.
We will not stand on the sidelines.
The West Coast United States is going to stand strong.
We'll fight like hell to protect your rights and your safety.
Abortion Alliance. So pretty much, you have all these big, companies saying they'll pay for the travel, for people that, women that have to travel to go get abortions, they're going to pay, the expenses. Okay. And this society has a hell of a lot of money when it comes to wickedness. When it comes to wickedness, this society always has, unlimited resources. The place just gotta be destroyed, man. The end of the day, that's what all the solution is in the destruction of this place, man. So let's get this here, which this is from the BET Awards, where there was a complete catastrophe. I for sure didn't watch that shit show, but people been speaking on it, and brothers been sending little clips, through the chats, and Jake is getting worse by the month. Jake was getting worse by the decade, but niggas are getting worse by the month now. That was a complete catastrophe, man. Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai has to cut off so many Israelites in the earth because they're gone, man. They're out of there, man. Jake is gone, man. There's no standard amongst Jake, man. You look at the awards, there's no standard. Now let's hear. And Jake is fired up. But let's hear this rant. All right. From Cookie. All right. Because who's on the front line. Fighting for America, man.
It's about damn time we talk about the fact that guns have more rights than a woman. It's a sad day in America.
Taraji P. Henson calling out the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade at the 2022 BET Awards.
I'm bringing it. That's all I can say. I'm bringing the energy, which we all need right now.
The actress who hosted the show used her platform to send a message. First, she praised Lizzo's opening performance of her hit song About Damn Time.
Amazing Lizzo, right? That's how you start a show. All this body positivity up in here. And also, thank you, Lizzo, for pledging $1 million to Planned Parenthood.
That's right. Lizzo made that pledge after the Supreme Court reversed their 1973 decision to protect the right to have an abortion. Taraji then referenced the singer's song title to make a powerful statement.
And you're damn right. It's about damn time. It's about damn time we step into our power. It's about damn time we talk about the fact that guns have more rights than a woman. A weapon that can take lives has more power than a woman who can give life if she chooses to. And it's about time I got that off my chest. I'm bringing love and joy, which we all need right now, what's going on in the world. And so tonight we're going to celebrate us. Black excellence.
And that's what it was all about for Taraji as she took on hosting duties for the second time.
And that's why we chose tonight. We're going to honor Diddy, and we're also going to uplift all Black men.
Yep, one of the biggest moments of the BET Awards was Diddy receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Come on, about time, right? He's so incredible and big to the culture.
After a few star-studded performances by his Bad Boy Records artists and himself included,
Wanna be ballers, shot callers, brawlers, who be dipping in the bins with the scholars.
Diddy accepted the honor.
I gotta thank every artist, every producer, every writer, the hitmen, every executive I had a chance to work with. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of my fans who have been with me for over 25 years.
Diddy's sons Christian King Combs and Quincy Brown talked to ET backstage about what it meant to see their dad being honored.
I've been waiting for this moment for such a long time, and for him to finally get his flowers and to be up there on the big stage doing what he got to do, I was just proud. And he went crazy though. He did go crazy. It's an emblematic moment, you know, because like we at the house with it, you know, so we get to celebrate it at home, but to celebrate with everybody, you know, that just meant a lot. You know, I was crying up there just from being proud and just like, you know, all the success all in one. You know what I mean? To just salute him at the end of the day.
Yeah, black culture, okay, was a major failure. Okay. Black culture was a major failure. But you see, all right, Lizzo donated, all right, you know, $1 million to Planned Parenthood. You see, because scriptures say, you know, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Okay. Boy. And abortion has killed way more people than guns. You know, abortion has killed way more people than guns. Okay, because you really can't count, because you think they're keeping an accurate count on abortions. Okay, abortion has killed way more people than guns. All right, this is Proverbs 9:13 from the brother Warriors for Yahweh shots. As a foolish woman is clamorous, she is simple and know of nothing. Okay, and women being liberated to be in these positions of power, and you know, their opinion, you know, pretty much governs the culture. You see the results of it. Black culture is the result, starting from Big Mama, okay, being put in charge, all the way down to Tajay P. Henson, okay, and Cardi B. Okay. The black culture is a result of the woman being liberated, okay, the standard being destroyed, because black culture has no standard. Anything goes, man. Okay? And who's on the front line to uphold the serpent's philosophy? The one and only. Okay? Now, what's happening on a bigger level, because niggas just, you know, because Eve just fighting to be careless. You know, that's her whole thing. She just want to be careless. You know, it was a big blow to thought culture. Okay? Well, let's go to some serious matters, because, you know, Eve is done. You know, you know, spend a lot of time, you know, because it's so irrelevant. But let's go back to something else. I'll play this. Okay. Yeah, you ain't, no, you ain't, you know, who does? Okay. Trash, the music trash, the culture is toxic as hell. Okay. Nothing to watch. You know, I just seen a 3-minute clip, you know, article concerning this. All right. Yeah, it's beyond repair. So it's like, you know, we give you Yahweh Shai gonna give us everything we want, brothers. You know, women included, man. Now it's just about waiting on Big Brother do what he gonna do, man. You know, we hold it down in the trenches, you know, until Yahweh Shai make his move, man. We'll get we're gonna be decked out with everything, man. But this, you know, this ain't even it, man. You know. But let's go back to you know, on a more serious note, okay. Eve like a big ass child, you know. because this is the stage that's being set. You know, with all this is going on, I want to get this.
Sides getting worked up into a civil war, and they've been telling.
ده بالترجيع يعني انت على الترجيع شو تاخذي
Yeah, nigga ask Lizzo for some money, goddamn. You know? Ask Lizzo for some goddamn money.
Exactly what they do. That's a
All right, so I'm gonna let this play, and he's pretty much gonna go into how, you know, there's, you know, the energy is set for a civil war. You know, things are being put in place for a civil war in America, which that's prophecy, man. You know, so I'm gonna let it play, and he's gonna, you know, play a clip, you know, go into it.
civil war is coming. And this goes back to at least 2016 when Trump came into power. It started to become a narrative, even by 2018. And some of these clips I'm going to show you are even from 2018, where they're talking about a civil war coming, the second civil war. Well, look how much has changed since 2018 till now. Look how much insanity has ensued. Look how much upheaval with the BLM movement, the outbreak that occurred. Now the Roe v. Wade, which is going to lead to more chaos in this country, right? The censorship. It is a seesaw of both sides getting worked up into a civil war. And they've been telling us about it because this is how they work. When the mainstream media constantly puts these trigger points into people's heads, it means that's what they want to do. And that's what they're preparing people for.
A second civil war. That's a phrase that should frighten you. It's an obscene idea, given that 750,000 Americans died in the Civil War more than 150 years ago. But in recent years, as we've seen partisan politics deepen their divide along regional, racial, and ideological lines, loudly denying the legitimacy of the opposition, we've watched distrust escalate while hate proliferates. And with it, we've seen a sickening uptick in second Civil War rhetoric.
The rigid refusal by lawmakers to compromise underscores the disturbing findings of one study on democracy in the US. According to a Washington Post editorial, data from the Center for Systemic Peace finds the US no longer technically qualifies as a democracy after the Trump administration years. It's somewhere between a democracy and an autocratic state. Barbara Walter is a professor of international relations at the School of Global Policy and Strategy at the University of California, San Diego. She joins me now, and I'm delighted. I mean, when we look at the research, it's frankly frightening. And you conclude that the US is, quote, closer to civil war than any of us would like to believe. How close?
Well, I've been studying civil wars for the last 30 years across the globe. And in fact, the last 4 years, I've been on a task force run by the CIA that tries to predict where outside the United States a civil war, political violence, and instability is likely to break out. And we actually know now that the two best predictors of whether violence is likely to happen are whether a country is an anocracy, and that's a fancy term for a partial democracy, and whether ethnic entrepreneurs have emerged in a country that are using racial, religious, or ethnic divisions to try to gain political power. And the amazing thing about the United States is that both of these factors currently exist, and they have emerged at a surprisingly fast rate.
The Center for Systemic Peace found that the United States slipped from a democracy to an anocracy, it's a new word, in the final weeks of former President Trump's term in office.
What do Syria, Sri Lanka, Yemen, Iraq, Ukraine, and the former Yugoslavia have in common? They're all places that have recently suffered through some of the worst civil wars in modern history. Violent upheavals that have ultimately killed or displaced millions of people, while most Americans have watched from afar. But a political scientist who has studied those civil wars and been to many of those countries says that the United States is now on a path to joining them. Sounds crazy, right? On this show, we talk a lot about coups and insurrections and domestic extremism. But at what point do we even consider speaking seriously about the next level? Because worse than all of those things is open, bloody, violent civil war.
Our political literature is experiencing a sudden surge of consideration of the possibility of the next civil war. That is, in fact, the title of our next guest's book, The Next Civil War, which takes its place in the bookstores these days alongside How Civil Wars Start by Barbara F. Walter, who joined us in our first episode of A House Divided. The New York Times says both books provide a sobering vision of where we may be headed, and for that reason, they should be required reading for anyone invested in preserving our 246-year experiment in self-government. Joining us now is Stephen Marsh, author of The Next Civil War, Dispatches from the American Future. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure to be with you.
Thank you. Make your case about what you see coming from your perspective in Canada, looking down in more ways than one on the current state of affairs in the United States.
Well, I mean, the United States is a textbook case of a country headed for civil war. It has all the attributes that lead to what the sociologists and economists and historians call a complex cascading system: hyperpartisanship, environmental degradation, high levels of inequality, and low levels of solidarity, as well as, declining faith in institutions and a rising tendency to violence. And, more or less what I see broadly is a struggle over the meaning of America, and that expressing itself through violence.
You say in your book, you say the United States is coming to an end. The question is how? In your view, how?
Well, the book offers it's speculative nonfiction, so there's many different ideas of how it could do. I mean, it could be a conflict with a sheriff who decides not to obey the mandates of the federal government. It could be sort of a broader terrorist act that causes martial law to be imposed. I think the point of the book is really that America political landscape right now is very dry tinder. It is rife with the possibility of violence, and less than 20% of Americans have faith in their electoral system. A recent poll said that 33% of Americans believe that violence against your own government is sometimes warranted. You have these conditions that are ripe for conflict, and which we've seen everywhere else in the world. Right? America is an exceptional country, but it also doesn't really defy the laws of gravity, and it doesn't.
What I have right here is every single paycheck that I have collected since 2019. Okay, right here. Every single month, Audible sends me a paycheck.
It doesn't defy the laws of political gravity, and so it is now coming. It's sown the wind, and it's about to reap the whirlwind. I think the way it's going to fall apart is really the struggle between chaos and order. It won't look like the first Civil War with, boundaries and borders and like pitched armies. It'll look more like insurrection and insurgency and fragmentation at a very, very low level, fragmented everywhere.
Could the US have another civil war? Some of you might be thinking, hell no, the USA could never be that divided again. Why would anyone think that? But the division between what we call the right and left has perhaps never been bigger in modern times, which is evident just by looking at social media. The right, especially what people call the alt-right, calls the left names such as snowflakes, while the left is sometimes equally as combative when calling out its nemesis as being violent, hostile, and racist. How did it ever come to this? Each side is so unwilling to make amends, which has sadly resulted in riots over the last few years. In 2017, The New Yorker published an article called "Is America Headed for a New Kind of Civil War?" In the beginning of the article, we read the stark lines, "How fragile is the Union, our republic, and a country that has long been considered the world's most stable democracy?" A man named Keith Mines was interviewed. He has worked in the Special Forces, for the UN, and for the State Department. What did Mines say? Well, he believes that there is a 60% chance of civil war in the US in the next 10 to 15 years. Yes, you heard that right. So what's going on? Well, firstly, we should say that his idea of civil war is not mass bloodshed like at the Battle of Gettysburg, but a large portion of America no longer having trust in what we might call the system, and so some kind of anarchy emerges. The National Guard will have to be called out, and those militarized police stations will be putting their equipment to work. This will all happen, according to Mines, because the polarization that we presently see will deepen, and there will be no chance to resolve it. News media and other media will help entrench people's opposing opinions, violence will be legitimized as the only way to solve the issues, and the government will be too weak to do anything. That's kind of disturbing. Maybe Mines is just paranoid, or maybe he's pessimistic, or does he have a point? Well, although the LA Times in 2017 mentioned a slew of media op-eds and columns that came out that year asking the same question, columnist Dennis Prager didn't ask the question. His piece was titled, "America is currently fighting its second civil war." Is a war of words on Twitter, a divided media, and negligible violence in the streets enough to state that America is at war with itself? We are talking about public disturbances and violent protests leading to a lot more violence than we currently have seen. All over the world, throughout history, this has happened, sometimes with factions on the same side even taking arms against each other. To prevent this from happening, foreign policy says the US right now needs to establish more formal practices for identifying and tracking domestic extremism, with an honest recognition that young white males on both ends of the political spectrum are the most likely to commit violence. We must remember that things like peasant revolutions came during very harsh times in some countries when the hierarchy of elites were happy to see people starve. The question in America is, are times bad enough for people to want to give their lives to the cause? But these are also paranoid times, so when moderation and censorship affects certain content online, it only infuriates and vindicates those it edits or expunges. It's a tricky situation. We might also recognize that the soothsayers of technology tell us automation is going to put a huge number of Americans out of work, and that those that own the tech will have way too much power and control. Will there be a revolution against this? A kind of New Age Luddite uprising? Chicago Tribune writes, it would not be that simple. So a new civil war would be very fragmented. It would happen inside states rather than between them. Perhaps the haves will revolt against the have-nots in some very divided states, especially as education standards drop for some, healthcare is out of reach for many, and old industries are folded because artificial intelligence has supplanted human intelligence. If you look at Walmart and Amazon, the two biggest employers in the USA, and see their new tech and new patents, it seems they are both looking to take human workers out of their stores ASAP. This could cause problems beyond politics, political correctness, and Big Brother fears. Mass unemployment could create a new wave of discontent in the nation.
So they've been preparing us for a civil war for quite some time. And I believe my personal opinion on it, and studying all this stuff and looking at what they're trying
and as you can see, all these things are happening, at the same time. Okay, they're preparing for that. And you get the guy saying it's a 60% chance. No, There's 100% chance. All right. This is GMS Spiritual Arc 144K, Isaiah 19:2. And it says, I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. You know? And we're seeing all these different ideologies, you know, clashing. Okay. And it's being intensified. You know, he says America is ripe and tender, okay, for a civil war, okay, which means you got the gas steady going, you got all these different arguments clashing, you know, ideologies, but then at the same time you have gas going up, you have food going up, you have jobs being removed, you know, from the economy, okay, people bugged out, demons, you know. The stage is set, man. Okay. If we brothers get that second Ezra, I think 13 and is it 33? You know, going to that division. All right, this is brother warriors for Yahweh Shah, second Ezra 15 and 15. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. Yeah, it draweth nigh, it's coming. We're seeing the build up. Okay. And this is what the elites want. Civil war amongst the citizens as they constantly roll out this new world order infrastructure, man. Okay, which will be centered around, all right, the Quran, the MOTB. It says, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Yeah, different, you know, these different political parties, you know, different belief systems. Okay, you're gonna have Jacob and Esau, and you know it's gonna be going down on every level. Okay, it said, for there shall be sedition among men, invade one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their hand. Now, real quick, while I got this up there, let me pull this article out real quick. Let me get ready to wrap it up. All right, sedition goes into what? The insurrection. And they said this civil war is going to be, you know, it's going to be more of an anti-government, man. All right, now this is Tyranny News. It said radical left pushes insurrection, calls to demolish U.S. Supreme Court after landmark Pro-2A decision affirming individual right to self-defense. Because, you know, New York was one of those strict states, you know, those states that had strict gun laws, okay? But they just overturned it, the Supreme Court, you know? And I wonder what the vote was. All right? So we're going to read it real quick. And there's some word in there that goes along with their prophecy. Now, when you go to, let's see. Let me read it. All right, it said the Supreme Court has struck down a long-time gun control law that barred most people from carrying firearm concealed. All right, from carrying a firearm concealed. And MSNBC talking head Keith Olbermann, all right, is enraged. On Twitter, Olbermann called for the insurrection against the Supreme Court, including total abolishment. If that does not work, then Olbermann wants people to just ignore the court entirely and pretend that as though it does not exist. And they get people with these platforms to ignite this way of thinking in the masses, man. Okay? It says it has become necessary to dissolve the Supreme Court of the United States. Olbermann declared on Twitter with about 2,700 likes as of this writing. The first step, all right, for a state, the court has now forced guns upon to ignore this ruling. In other words, Olbermann wants law enforcement to continue prosecute anyone in New York who is caught with a concealed firearm, even though Supreme Court has decided that carrying concealed in New York is fully constitutional in alignment with the Second Amendment. Great, you're a court. Why And how do you think you can enforce your rulings? Alderman further added along the hashtag ignore the court. Okay, ignore the court. You see? So they're putting, oh, see, here we go. It says the 6-3 decision. Hold on, let me blow this up big, man. Hold on. Goddamn devil, man. A 6-3 decision. Let me read this. Is that this second Ezra 15 and 16 said, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Now, let me blow this up so y'all can see. Okay. Goddamn devil, man. Okay. Let me see. Make sure y'all can see. All right. Look at the decision now. There you go. Okay. The number of a man. the number of a man. Another 6-3 decision. Okay, them 3 6s, man. Goddamn E. So let's get this and I'll end it here. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 13:31, and it says, this is Brother GMS Spiritual Art 144K, and one shall undertake to fight another. Okay, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. It's going down, all right, on all levels, man. You know, but Lord willing, all right, you brothers, all right, and you few sisters were edified. All right, these are the things, you know, that we're coming into. In the West, all right, is a complete mess, man. That's why we're going back east, okay, where it's peace. Okay, we're going back east where it's peace, man. All right, this is a goddamn circus, man. You know. But till next time, I say shalom, Kwam Yashala, Abba Abba, DTA soon, shalom.